I used to have a dog named Super, family's very first dog. I got to name her. This video is about her story. Shamefully, sadly, we, our family, let our neighbor eat her. Yeah, eat her. I think I was like 6 or 7. I'm not sure. My dad brings home a puppy. Our family dog story always starts with my dad brings home a puppy. My mom, of course, would complain. We can't take care of the dog. It's getting hot. I'm gonna take my sweats off. She would complain at first. Kids would just love the heck out of the puppy, play with it, little puppy, right? We're all happy. But at the end, potty train, feeding the dog, and actually loving the dog is my mom. She will take care of the dog. Oh, I get to name the dogs in our family. That's called firstborn privilege back in those days. I don't think my sisters liked it very much. I don't know how Superman was so popular in Korea back in those days. We didn't have access to his comic books, American comic books, TV shows. I don't remember any of those. Movies. I certainly liked him. Somehow I knew the word super, I guess. So I named her Super. It turns out she was super. She chased away thieves, panhandlers. She had two set of leaders too. You call it whelp? Yeah, she whelped. My mom helped whelp her. And she had like 7 puppies one time. Yeah, all given away to our families and friends. Cute puppies. For all that, we ended up betraying her finally. My dad used to work for U.S. Army in missile command. He taught himself English and he got employed there. And at that time, if you work for U.S. government for 15 years as a Korean civilian, you can apply for green card. And in his 15-year camp, he say, family, we're going to America. And he applied for the green card and got it. I was about 11. We're excited. Kids were excited. Yeah, I had 3 younger sisters at the time. Yeah. Now I think about it, Super is older than my youngest sister. She was only 3. And we didn't think nothing of, what's going to happen to the Super. We're just excited. One day I was coming home from school, and a couple guys were dragging my Super out of our house, and they were just dragging my Super along, and I was a little kid. I was just 11, right? Two young adults was dragging. It took two of them, because you know my super was tough. They put a muff on her, and when I yelled out, "What are you guys doing to my super?" "Hey kid, go home. Go see your mom. Let us take the dog." Super was, when Super saw me, she was like, "Oh, you're gonna be my savior, right? I protected you." I saw her looking at me, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I was upset when, they dragged her away, and she was just constantly looking back. She would finally give up. She knew it. She knew her end was coming. I was so upset. I cried, and I walked into a house, and there's my mom crouched in this little area in the corner, crying. I had a lot to say, and I couldn't say anything at all. I just was confused.
Why should I get upset about a little dog?
Yeah, back then, that never occurred to us that we could bring our dog with us. We're thankful that we were able to get a green card. I wouldn't know that dog could follow us. We probably didn't even have the money for it either. An extra seat for the dog in the airplane, international flight. So, yeah, that's 50 years ago. Wow, 50 years. Exactly 50 years ago. Why am I telling you this 50-year-old story? I'm sure most people agree that every country, every nation, every community has their share of good, bad, and ugly. Not true? Whether it's Korea, United States, Mexico, Japan, Russia, China, we all have our share of good, bad, and ugly. Well, I'm not saying that the United States don't have their own share of ugly and bad people. We do have those too. But one thing that I noticed that the United States had at the time, back in 1974, was the people of this land had the abundance mentality. Abundance mentality. Land of milk and honey. In Korea, for instance, at the time, not now, at the time, back in 74, on there, our family maybe had a beef meal based on beef once, maybe a month, maybe once every 2 months. Meal based on pork, cheaper, so maybe 3-4 times a month. Meal based on chicken, a little bit more. And then we had a lot of meal based on fish, tempura and stuff. And then, of course, a majority of our meal includes kimchi and rice, mostly vegetable. No matter what, we always have vegetables and rice. In comparison, when we first came to the United States, by the way, I learned to eat American food at school. So, breakfast, we get bacon, egg, toast, milk, let's go on, meat, bacon, right? Lunch, at worst, we'll get something bologna-based sandwich. At worst, we'll have a pie or cake or for dessert. Then dinner time, because we have to come back home, we'll go back to the kimchi and rice. I know if I was invited to someone's house, they would have pot roast, lasagna for dinner, whatever. I mean, they're just, yeah. So every meal, every single meal includes meat. Land of plenty. The idea of stealing someone's pet and making a meal out of it will never have ever occurred to our family. Especially, even in Korea, we are not desperate. Even in Korea, we love our dogs, our pet. Yeah, we had to give super up to that guy, our neighborhood. But again, every country has their goods, uglies, and bad. Well, you don't believe that United States has uglies? I mean, I was watching this cooking show. I forgot the name. I'm not going to name the chef. It's one of those TV show, cooking show. And they decided to do tour of all the great barbecue restaurants and whatnot. And one place they went to was a farm. They boast best barbecue. And every year they will butcher one of their best pig and make a festivity out of it. So they go on and explain how their pigs are raised, you know, very in humane environment, these, you know, in natural environment. They're not, you know, in a cage. And they will treat them like their pets to prove their point. They will name their pigs. They will have name for them. And when I saw that TV show, and then they were finally having the barbecue pork, right? Everybody's eating barbecue ribs and pulled pork, whatever they were eating, you know. They go, oh, wow, I'm just going to make this name up, okay? Sorry if people named Roy, I'm going to just say Roy, okay? Yeah. Wow, Roy tastes good this year. And they were eating this pig. They raised it as their pet. Now, American people, those people who were doing that, they didn't feel any shame for that. To them, that's not ugly. To me, you raised it as a pet. Now you're eating it. Well, if that's how you're raised, okay, you know, That's such is a farm life, okay? Who am I to judge, right? But I don't know. It's not an ugly part. To me, it's ugly. It's ugly that I don't want to deal with. I, I could just as easily as imagine having a pig pet and a dog pet. So again, why am I conjuring up this memory? Because I want to remind myself that I'm still in a land of plenty. Yeah, we have our share of good, bad, and uglies in this country. But I like to think that most of us are still maintaining the abundance mentality. When we ask,
How could they do that in a dog?
we don't do that because we're looking down at them. We're doing it because we have so plenty. We just cannot fathom needing to steal neighbors' dog and cats. And sustain our lives that way. I don't know why anybody wanna convince us that the United States is in such a desperate situation. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop out there. And until next time, I'm out.